Hello? Hello? Hello?
It's working now.
Yes. Hello? Please, I need my water. Hello? Hello? Thank you. Breaking the silence. Isimememe, white. ISBN 978 978 787 1652. Chapter 1. Human trafficking. Definitions. As is the case with any subjects, concepts, objects, or phenomenon, providing an outright definition to the term human trafficking might delimit what it actually entails. However, several definitions from worldwide bodies will be made available in order to properly explicate this matter. According to the United Nations, human trafficking is the recruitment, transportation, transfer, harboring, or receipt of people through force, fraud, or deception, with the aim of exploiting them for profit. Men, women, and children of all ages and from all backgrounds can become victims of this crime, which occurs in every region of the world. Human trafficking is an art that has been in existence for as long as the creation of man is concerned, and is also not limited to a particular part of the world. It is a form of inhuman hurt that has seemed to be difficult to curb and eradicate over the years. This is because it starts from a trait in person till it is perfected and acted out. Man is known to be dominant in nature, power hungry, ruled by instinct, striving for survival, compared to rule and give out orders. These attributes are points worthy to be derived from the possible causes of human trafficking. Human trafficking is the horrible act of recruiting, buying, and selling of people as a means to exploit them for either sexual satisfaction or as a form of slavery. Victims of this crime acts are usually those in vulnerable, unfavorable conditions. They are more likely to be seen as prey compared to those in a fair state. These victims are mostly ignorant of what lies in ambush for them. Well, there's disguise of job offers, greener pastures are offered to them, which make it possible. It makes it impossible for them to refort because there is always the hope for a better future. And what other option than to up on the offer? However, it should be known that this art is not limited to any part of the world. From the non-suburban to the suburban aspect of every community is the issue of human trafficking present. Most rampart of these cases are seen in countries of Venezuela, Russia, India, Afghanistan, Syria, Iran, and also populous African countries. Why traffickers either do this for the benefit of their good, pleasure, and satisfaction, or as a form of business like money making, they take advantage of the fact that the victims are illiterate and usually in the unknown of the happenings of our society. When we say illiterate, we do not mean those void of Western education or schooling. Rather, those whose eyes have not been opened to the knowledge of this period. Different measures are taken by traffickers to ensure that their will is yielded to. People are coerced at first deceitfully before being forced to work and fulfill the duties expected of them. In other cases, it is a form of trade by barter from one party to another. This leaves the victims in a vulnerable state of violation and desecration of their whole being. According to the International Labour Organization, there is statistics of 21 million victims of human trafficking in the year 2012. The higher population of those exploited is that of women and children, while the lesser population falls to the main category. These victims are dehumanized and mentally traumatized by the experiences they go through. Aside from being unable to fully exercise their human rights, they are subjected to fulfilling the wants and wishes of their owner. Furthermore, Wikipedia states that human trafficking is the third largest crime in the world. Succeeding drug dealing, arms dealing, and arms trafficking. Agencies have actually been placed in order in respective countries in order to reduce the rate of trafficking. We implemented to deal with violators and traffickers found in the crime. In other words, human trafficking simply means the sales of human beings. It can be for the purpose of sexual and commercial use. Commercial sexual slavery, and to do odd and many more. In some instances, it can be for the sake of body parts and organs of the victims. According to Britannica, although human trafficking recognized as a growing international phenomenon, a definition has yet to be internationally adopted. Finally, according to the United Nations Office on Drug and Crime, human trafficking is the art of gathering, moving, receiving, or keeping human beings by threat, force, coercion, or deception for exploitative purpose. This includes the exploitation of the prostitution of other or other form of sexual exploitation. Forced labor or services, slavery or practice similar to slavery, servitude or the removal of organs. By the above definition, one can deduce that there are three major elements of the subject, which are the act, the means, and the purpose. The act is the process of recruiting victims, their transportation, transfer, and harboring them. The means is how it is done. By threat, force, coercion, adoption, fraud, deception, abuse of power, or vulnerability. or giving payment or benefit to a person in control of the victim. And the purpose is why it is done. Why some do it for sexual exploitation, others do it for forced labor, slavery, or similar practice, and the removal and the sale of body organ. Human trafficking, history, and statistics. Human trafficking have been existing for a long time, and its history is lost in antiquity. In 1899 and 1902, international conferences were held against white slavery. This led to the part singles. This led to the part singles that white slavery will be stopped. As of 2012, according to Masters available data, there are over 40,177 cases of human trafficking reported from the year 2010 and 2012. We can therefore estimate over 13,000 persons were being trafficked each year. It should be understood that there are known cases, thus, it should be understood that these are known cases, thus, there are many unknown cases, which in turn leads to inaccurate figures. Human trafficking is legally known as white slavery. It is a legal action carried out by the whites around the 80s, and this is still majorly done by force, compelling people through deception and sometimes brutality. It was simply a legal art then, until people started coming out against it. The victims were then mostly Africans. And this happened because Africa wanted modernization and could only do this by exchanging the only thing there are, human. This brought a lot of mourning for the white at that time. Roughly, human traffickers make so much money in a year. This profit is estimated to be in billions. As human are valued to be more expensive day in, day out. as much as 150 billion a year is generated from these industries for traffickers alone. According to the ILO report from 2014, a global indication was done showing children to be the highest victims of this act, while the men and boys have a lower percentage. According to the 2017 State Department Trafficking in Person TIP reports that there were only 14,894 prosecutions and 9,071 convictions for trafficking globally in 2016. 4.8 million people are trafficked or forced for sexual exploitation. ILO 2017. 4.1 million people are trafficked for forced labor and state-imposed forced labor. It is estimated that 20.9 million people are trafficked worldwide. ILO 2017. Women and girls are disproportionately affected by human trafficking, accounting for 71% of all victims. ILO 2017. 3.8 million adults are trafficked for forced sexual exploitation, and 1.0 million children are trafficked for commercial sexual exploitation. ILO 2017. There are 5.4 victims of modern slavery for every 1,000 people in the world. ILO 2017. 1 in 4 victims of modern day slavery